Okay, my friends, a video in here on how to solve multi-step equations. And so if we look at this, by the way, this is a linear function because the highest power of x is x to the first. All right, but now we're going to, order of operations tells us we need to get rid of the parentheses first. So we're going to take this negative 1/2 and we are going to distribute it across these parentheses. And when we're done with that, we're going to take this 1/2 and we're going to distribute it across its parentheses. When we do that, we get 1/5 minus 3x over 2 plus 1/4 is equal to x over 8, or 1/8 x, minus 3/2. So now we don't have any parentheses, but we do have all these horrible looking fractions that most people don't care for. So my task is to get rid of the fractions. So I'm going to multiply the entire equation, and I'm going to multiply the entire equation by 40. And I'm multiplying the entire equation by 40 because the numbers 5, 2, 4, 8, and 2, the very first number they all go into is the number 8. I'm sorry, the number 40. Or the least common multiple is the number 40. Or, yes, that's how we want to say that. I'm going to take out all those dots. All right, so now I'm going to take 40 times each of these. So basically what I'm doing is I'm distributing again. Whoops, hi. I am in the highlighted there. I'm going to take 40 and I'm going to multiply that basically by everything in here. All right? The easiest way to do that in my book is to ask myself, 40 divided by 5 is 8. 40 divided by 2 is 20. 40 divided by 4 is 10. 40 divided by 8 is 5. And 40 divided by 2 is 20. And now I've multiplied everything by 40. So then I'm going to say 8 times 1 is 8. Minus 20 times 3x is 60x. Plus 10 times 1 is 10. Equals 5 times x is 5x. Minus 20 times 3 is 60. So now I have a problem with no fractions. Now life is better. So now I have negative 60x plus 18 equals 5x minus 60. Combine like terms, I have 65x's, and I have 78. And I have 78 over 65 equals x. And those numbers are divisible by 13. 78 divided by 13 is 6. And 65 divided by 13 is 5. Alrighty, that is it. So this answer is 6/5. The next one. I think I would like to get rid of the fractions. So I'm going to multiply the entire equation by the number 12. And I am picking the number 12 because the numbers 2, 3, 4, and 12, the least common multiple, or the first number that they all go into, is the number 12. So if I'm going to do that, then I'm going to take 12 divided by 2 is 6. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3. And I'm going to be very specific. I'm going to put parentheses around this and put a 3 in front of it. So I remember when I go to do that math piece, I have to multiply both pieces of the numerator, both terms of the numerator by 3. And then 12 divided by 12 is 1. And now I've multiplied everything by 12. And that gives me this problem of 6x minus 4 is equal. I'm going to remember to distribute. 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. And then I have the plus 5. So if I simplify this, I have 6x minus 4 equals 6x minus 4. The left hand and the right hand side are identical. That means I can put any number in the world I want for x and it will work. First of all, I need to say that this is a linear equation. And then no matter what I put in for x, it will work. So this answer is all real numbers. And in Canvas, to make that shorter, less likely to make mistakes, we're going to say all real numbers is what we'll type into Canvas. No spaces. Alrighty. Order of operation says let's get rid of the parentheses first. So I'm going to take this negative 2/5 and I'm going to distribute it to the 15x and to the negative 5/3. And then I'm going to take this 1/5 and I'm going to distribute it to this parenthesis. When I do that, I'm going to have 2/3. Negative 2/5 times 15, that was me a 3, is negative 6x. And negative 2/5 times, took that out of there. Negative 2/5 times negative 5/3, the 5's cancel, becomes positive 2/3. Is equal. And if you struggle with those fractions, friends, put them in your calculator. We're not here to test your ability to work with fractions. You should have that ability already. If that's something you struggle with, use your tools. 1/5 times 3 is negative 3/5. So now I'm going to get rid of my fractions by multiplying by 15. And I pick 15 because the numbers 3 and 5 have a least common multiple of 15. So when I multiply by 15, 15 divided by 3 is 5. And if you're not sure about that, type 5 times 2/3 in your calculator and it will give you 10, which is what we're going to get in the next step. This is going to get multiplied by 15 because in theory it has a denominator of 1. And 15 divided by 1 is 15. 15 divided by 3 is 5. Did I miss something over here? Nope. So this will be a 15. And 15 divided by 5 is 3. Yep, did I do that right? I think I did that correctly. All right. So now, and I need to mark this off because that's out of there as well. 5 times 2 is 10. Negative 6 times 15 is negative 90. There's an x with that. 5 times 2 is 10. 15 times x is 15x. And negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. Combine like terms, I have negative 90x plus 20. I have 15x minus 9. Combine like terms, I have 105x equals 29. And that gives me 29 105ths equals x. So I'm going to go 29 100 5. And is that it for these? Nope, we got another. Let's do another. I want to get rid of the fractions. I'm going to multiply everything by x plus 6. Because the common denominator is x plus 6. So, x plus 6 divided by x plus 6 is 1. This is over 1. So x plus 6 divided by 1 is x plus 6. And x plus 6 divided by x plus 6 is 1. I do want to be careful that this negative, I want to make sure that it affects the 5x in the same way it affects the 15. I want the opposite of both of those things. All right, so then 1 times 1 is 1 equals x plus 6 times 1 is x plus 6, and negative 5x and negative 15. So there's my problem with no fractions. Combine like terms, 1, negative 4, minus 9. Whoops, that 4 needs an x. Don't like the way I did that. Let me clean that up. Negative 4x minus 9. Move the 4x over to make it positive. Move the 1 over. That gives you negative 10. That gives you x is negative 10 fourths, which reduces to x is negative 5 halves. Oh, one more. So, parentheses around the whole thing. This time our common denominator has to have the 2 in it, and it has to have the x minus 3. So in other words, x minus 3 is part of the denominator, and so is 2. So they both have to be part of the common denominator. Okay, so then when we go to do our multiplication, this gets struck out, and I would have a 2. This gets struck out, and I would have a 2. This gets struck out, and I would have an x minus 3. And then I want to be very careful here that when I do this, I want to make sure I take negative 3 times x and negative 3 times negative 3. So, and then of course, this is gone as well. All right, so 2 times 3 is 6. Equals 2x. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x, and negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. If I combine like terms and move the 9, I have negative 3 is equal to negative 1x, so x is equal to 3. And is that it of those types? That is it of those types. All right, my friends, that is how you solve multi-step equations, specifically when you have fractions. And